What's up, friends? Welcome back to 9 3/4. It's Carissa here, and I'm bringing you June 2022 predictions. Yup, it's crazy. It's already June, and I'm bringing you June 2022 predictions. I cannot believe how fast the year is just blowing by, and I always say that. I feel like I always say that every single monthly predictions video, but seriously, it's crazy how quickly the year just blows right by. The month goes by. But anyway, per usual, we have 4 groups, but you can see I set this up a little bit differently in terms of like what you have to choose from. And then you'll even see as we go into your reading, our reading is going to be set up just a little bit differently. I just felt a little bit called to I totally felt called to do things a little bit differently. Not super different, but just a little. We have fuses to pick from today because I feel like this is all about like getting back into connection with your power. It's midway through the year. Sometimes we're feeling a little burnt out in terms of like, especially like with everything going on in the world and like going after certain dreams, certain goals, manifesting certain things. Maybe we got knocked down a little bit and things were just unexpected. And it's just really about calling back our power, stepping into our badass, And I'm all for like empowering you and helping you realize just how badass you are, and like remembering that just because things have not turned out the way that you'd hoped so far, it ain't over. You still have so much ahead of you, and you're so strong because of how far you've come. So just remember that. Remember that things are happening for you and not to you, and that everything is happening for a reason. So that is why I chose to use fuses, so that you can remember. Sometimes you just got to change it up, It's just a little fuse got burnt out, got to switch it up, change it out. So that's why. So without rambling too much into it, we have 4 fuses for you to choose from, starting with group 1 with the red fuse. This is actually has a number 10 on it, so it's a 10 amp fuse. It's red. That's group 1. Group 2 is the yellow fuse. This one is a 20 fuse, I believe, 20 amp fuse. I don't think you'll be able to see the number. Can you? That's group 2. Group 3 is the green fuse, and this one's a 30 amp fuse. And group 4 is the blue fuse, which is actually a 15 amp fuse. Not totally blue, but like periwinkle-ish. Oh my gosh, I just dropped it. But as usual, pause the video here, take all the time you need to pick the fuse that you feel drawn to the most, and I will drop the timestamps down below and meet you at your reading. What's up, group 1? If you chose the red fuse, welcome to your reading. I'm going to put your fuse right over here and move this to the side while we tap into your energy right now. Honestly, it feels like you have a lot on your plate and you're a little bit stressed out, if I'm being honest. I have like a lump in my throat, so if you'll just let me, I have to take a little drink right now. Hold on. Okay, so honestly, I still have a lump in my throat. It feels like you're not really expressing yourself the way that you would like to, and maybe you might be feeling a little bit stuck, holding back feelings, things like that, not really expressing yourself. Stagnant maybe lately. We'll see. Let's see. Let's just get into it. So starting off, we're doing things a little differently than I normally do. This is like your overarching energy for the month, but we're going to start off with the top 3 zodiac signs in your month. Oh, that was quick. We have Aquarius, the diplomat, inventive, original, opinionated, analytical, distant, intellectual, humanitarian, friendly, tolerant, outgoing, ruler of the 11th house. And then, let's see, 2 more, please. Top 3 signs for group 1 in June. We have Aries, the competitor, assertive, competitive, impulsive, loud, aggressive, action, courageous, dominant, rebellious, dynamic, impatient, quick-tempered, ruler of the 1st house. And then, 1 more, please. Top 3 signs for group 1. And we have Pisces, the dreamer, mystical, intuitive, psychic, romantic, sacrifice, sensitive, fantasies, escapism, empathy, artistic, adaptive, addictions, ruler of the 12th house. Okay. So you guys definitely have some awesome energy coming through. The double A's are sticking out to me pretty significant letter. I'm going to also get a couple of these as well. What's going on in group 1's June 2022? What's happening in group 1's June 2022, please? We have 11th house again. Aquarius energy. Community, society, organizations, friends, social circle, giving back, hopes and wishes, group activities, memberships, networking, social consciousness. Okay. 1 more, please. What's happening in June 2022 for group 1, please? What's happening in June 2022 for group 1? Oh, we have Earth. Oh my gosh, I just dropped all the cards. Earth, lessons, reorientation, awareness, 3D experience, schooling, duality, human condition, reality, practicality, physical body, nature, stability, mission. And 1 second. In your back of the deck is the Sun, expression, ego, self, personal power, Sunday, Leo energy, vitality, life force, leadership, pride, health, yang, masculinity. So, okay, group 1. I feel like there is quite a bit going on still, even though, like, and I can see why you feel like stressed. There's a lot going on in terms of like putting things on your plate. I do like that the Sun card came out. That means I feel like you are going to be expressing yourself a lot more this coming month in terms of like your feelings, yourself, stepping more back into your power and really reclaiming that back. We have number 41, a higher view. Okay. And holy amethyst, divine alchemy. Move beyond current challenges. Focus on what you desire. Okay. So this is really about you guys taking a step back and like having a much higher perspective, obviously. That means like just being really unbiased and letting go of any judgments that you have, which really takes me back to the Aquarius card, that 11th house energy of like just being very much unbiased and having a very no judgments, breaking old patterns, letting go of blame. So blaming yourself, blaming others when things don't go right. That's what happens when you are able to really have a much higher perspective as well. You'll be able to have like the ability to see like the bigger picture and how things are all connected and how your experiences are really a gift. So 41 condenses to 5, which is just all about challenges, change, experience, your knowledge, you know, and I really feel like this month is about you understanding and being grateful for those things. I feel like gratitude is such a big word this year for me. Honestly, I say that all the time. But I do feel like this is about you recognizing those challenges and being able to see beyond those challenges and figure out solutions for them instead of just seeing those challenges and being like, well, now what? You know, you're able to rise above them and look for solutions, focusing much more on where you want to go, and the end goal is going to really allow you to push through them and, you know, figure shit out, to be plain. I love how these cards are very similar despite them being totally different, by the way. And I say that because if you look, they have two divine beings, and then there's this, like, it looks like wings, you know, on top of these here. But it's really just about you rising up and being able to see the broad view of things. And by doing so, like I said, you can see how everybody also has their own challenges. And because you're able to do that, I feel like you're able to go forward with a deeper respect for those people and more of a, I don't want to say understanding, but more of like a gracious mindset and more of a patient mindset as well moving forward. And it just feels like I said, like, you're just going to feel more rooted, and so rooted that, you know, nothing can really shake you from it. I feel like it's going to be easier for you to overcome things. Okay, we're going to get you some tea leaf cards here. I have 3 stacks because this deck is huge, so what's happening in June for group 1? Oh, you have 2 cards. You have box, you will receive a gift. An elephant, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. Okay. I'm going to get 2 more, one from each. The 2 stocks left, hopefully. Oh, hold on. You got owl. Good advice from a wise person, and you have an owl in this card here as well. So owls might be very significant for you in June. So I don't know if that's like a power animal for you or something you've been seeing often. You can take that as confirmation. Oh, you have man. Dealings or relationship with a man. It's pretty vague, Spirit. But there you have it, group 1. We're doing things a little differently, as I said in the intro. Normally I have career/school, love and relationships, and then personal spiritual. But I'm going to break up love and relationships to be separate. So it's going to be a love, like strictly love, like romantic love, and then relationships in general. So like that would be your friends, family, coworkers, etc. So starting off with love. Starting off, what is happening in June 2022 for group 1's love life, please? What's happening in group 1's love life in June? Oh, we have contract number 6. What's happening in June for relationships in general? We have 38, 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael, which is the heart chakra reversed. What's happening in career/school in June 2022 for group 1? Oh, we have 1st chakra, Archangel Michael, which is the root chakra. And what's happening in their personal/spiritual life in June for group 1, please? We have the Angel of Balance reversed. Okie dokie. I'm going to just clarify now with Tarot. What's happening in Group 1's love life in June 2022? We have the Ace of Wands. What's happening in Group 1's love life in June 2022, please? What's happening in Group? We also have Temperance, Reverse. What's happening in Group 1's relationships? The Four of Pentacles. What's happening in Group 1's, wow, relationships in June 2022? What's happening in Group 1's relationships in general, June 2022? We have the Queen of Swords. And what's happening in Group 1's career / school. We have the oh, this is the Empress. And this is the Ten of Wands reversed. And what's happening in the personal. This is the Eight of Cups reversed. And what's happening? Oh, we have another card though. The Ace of Pentacles. Okay, Group 1. It feels like with your love life, things might be like it might be going well in the beginning, but for some reason things might not work out in the end for some of you. Like it might start off really passionate and awesome in the beginning, but like a match, it just might burn out and fizzle at the end. You know how June is like a shorter month, and I mean shorter because like the months are usually 30 days or 31 days. So if it's 30 days, it's considered the shorter month, right? And so this month, I just feel like if you're starting something new with somebody, I don't feel like it's meant to come together right now. I feel like if you're trying to work things out with somebody, don't move forward with, I mean, just be really I don't want to say don't, because it's your free will, but just be really mindful about like moving forward with somebody in terms of like moving in together with someone, especially with this contract card coming out. I just feel like someone might be signing a lease and moving in together with somebody, things like that. This could be even somebody getting married, something like that as well. But for whatever reason, it just feels like it feels fiery and awesome and passionate in the beginning, and then like things are just not going to be blending well towards the end of the month, and like it feels like towards the end of the month you're just not going to be that happy. Like some challenges are going to be popping up, and just things are not going to be meshing well. That's what I'm hearing, meshing well. There's just going to be some challenges popping up, a little bit of arguments here and there, and it's just an interesting dynamic. But I do feel like with open communication and like good problem solving skills, I think you can overcome these. But of course it's going to vary from couple to couple, right? I only say that because 5 plus 1 is 6, and that's a really weird way to go about it, but that's where my brain is going, because 14 can consist of 5, this is 1, and that's 6. And 6 for me is love, it's harmony, it's communication, it's problem solving, and things like that. But 5 is definitely, challenges, and especially with Temperance in the reverse, it's just about things not blending well, not like an imbalance, and it's not meant to come together, things like that. So as far as your love life goes, it does feel like it's going off, like it's starting off really great in the beginning of this month. Like I said, you guys are taking things to the next level. This could be moving in together. This could be getting married. This could be a multitude of things for a lot of people. Those are the two that are sticking out the most. But it definitely feels like taking the next step. And it could be like, it feels like it has to do with signing some sort of contract, obviously. Locking in something kind of long term. It could be, just be really mindful too with Mercury retrograde still being in effect, I believe, till the 10th, when you sign contracts, stuff like that. But I do feel like as long as you really go into this with practicality and understanding, you know, what you truly want, and with the understanding that it's not going to stay, you know, like rainbows and butterflies forever. There's always going to be challenges in any relationship, you know, it's not going to stay, no relationship is perfect by any means. And so as long as you understand that, this is just one of those months where it might be a little bit rocky, that sort of a thing. Totally fine. Not to say that anyone's breaking up necessarily either. It just feels like it's one of those months where it feels like hot and cold. It feels like the beginning of the month it's great, and then towards the end of the month, you know, you guys just might not be getting along as well. It feels like oil and water at the end, if I'm being real. But that's what it feels like as far as your love life goes. But yeah. Moving into your relationships in general, we have the fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael, number 38, reverse, which is your heart chakra, and the Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. So this feels like your heart chakra is kind of blocked, which could carry on into your love life as well. But definitely this has a lot to do with you being kind of closed off in terms of receiving love. You might have some healing to do, inner healing to do, things like that. What this means is like you're holding on to a lot of your own energy and being very mindful about who you exert that energy on. I don't want to say exert, but who you give that energy out to, who you expend it on. And it's like this very, it feels like cutthroat energy of like, you were a bitch to me, so I don't want to talk to you. You know, like, nope, nope, nope. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it does feel like you're just not having it this month. And I don't know if that's going to be something that will come back and bite you in the ass next, or like later down the line, you know. Just because I don't want you to lash out at somebody who doesn't necessarily deserve it. And it kind of feels like that's what might be happening. It feels very much like you're going into a lot of your like dealings with people, as far as like friends, family, coworkers, without much emotion. And it feels very much like you're leading with your head and not with your heart, because your heart is very closed off. There are 0 cups here. And the Queen of Swords, just, I'm getting very much the energy of like no emotion and just pure unbiased and logical thinking and no compassion almost. And I know that sounds brutal, I guess is the word that's coming to my mind. But what's being asked of you this month, or what's being shown to me this month, is that you are, you know, your overarching energy for the month is taking a step back and having a broader perspective. And so by doing so and having a higher view and things like that, I do think that also allows for having compassion for others and for yourself. Because ultimately, I think the root of this is some inner healing that has to happen. I think that the reason why your heart chakra is blocked, and I think the reason why that you're so closed off with your energy and protective of it, is because something happened in which you're kind of healing and dealing with it in a way where you just don't want people to have access to you, if I'm being real. You just don't want you don't want to have people have the ability to hurt you or have the ability to see what's going on, you know? It's that energy that I was talking about where you had a lot on your plate and you haven't fully expressed the feelings that you were feeling, and you're holding a lot of it back. And that it was that lump in my throat that I was feeling earlier in your reading. You weren't able to really express your feelings, and now it's just about you having that energy still here, that energy stuck there. So I think it's time for you to really set that free this month. I think it's really taking a toll on you, honestly. I think if you allow your heart chakra to really heal itself, and you can do this by having like sound healing, honestly, get out of your head by listening to some music as well. Move your body if you can, like dance, sing, work out, swim, something, you know, to get back into your body, stretch, whatever works for you. Meditate and ground yourself is also another one. It does feel like, definitely meditate and ground yourself. But I do feel like that's really going to help you open up your heart and just start to. And then, of course, be really mindful of the music. Be really mindful of the things that you listen to as well, in terms of like your music choices. Because if you listen to really depressive music, it's going to just reiterate those feelings. But of course, I want you to also be able to express your feelings. So listen to music that allows you to express what you're feeling while at the same time moving through those feelings, if that makes sense. But yes, I feel like with your relationships in general, that's kind of coming out as like resentment and just being very closed off and not accessible. Like people are going to be like, what's going on, you know, and you just don't want to tell anyone. So people kind of take it as like, well, what's, you know, it kind of feels like you're being a bitch, if I'm being real. And people are going to take it that way because they have no idea what's happening. When really, I feel like there's a lot of people in your corner, in your community, that are there for you to lean on. And I feel like you can really open up to certain people in your life to, like I said, lean on those people and allow yourself to let go of certain things that you've been holding on to and allow yourself to express things that you've been feeling, you know? So I definitely feel that with your relationships in general. Moving on to your career slash school, we have 35 first chakra, Archangel Michael, and then you have the Empress and the 10 of Wands reversed. So what's really awesome about this is that Archangel Michael is the root chakra and it's upright. So I feel like this is really awesome in terms of you being grounded, really rooted in terms of like your career slash school, whatever goals and things that you have that you're going for this coming June is really rooted and planted in the ground. I feel like you're very secure in it. You're very sure of them and very much going for it, you know? And I think that you have a healthy balance of like understanding and nurturing those particular goals and manifesting these things with the Empress energy coming through. And it's just a matter of it trickling out into other aspects of your life. And I think it's going to slowly happen over time. But as far as like your career slash school, this is something that's very important to you. And so like this is something that's been I think this is something that you've been working on and working toward in terms of like grounding it, planting it in the ground, making sure you're giving it the right energy and surrounding it with the right energy from you and the people as well. I believe earlier I had also told you you had a lot on your plate lately and you're stressed. And I feel like this month is about you also unloading that stress and like allowing yourself to delegate where you can, allowing yourself to not take on as much, and allowing yourself to receive the help and ask for help where you need it, in terms of attaining certain things and moving forward. You will receive a gift. I feel like the gift could be like help from other people. The gift could be like a reward for your hard work as well, things like that. But I also feel like the elephant has a lot to do with you carrying the burdens and the hard work that you've been carrying this whole time. So leaving you wiser and understanding like that I'm not going to do that again. Like that was rough. So I feel like in terms of like you moving forward, it's understanding like your time management, your working smarter, not harder, things like that. I feel like you're really secure and rooted in terms of like where you need to go and what you need to do. It feels like you really have a handle on things in your career and in your school this month. And it feels really like boss bitch energy, if I'm being real. It's a really good feeling here. Moving into your personal and spiritual, angel of balance in reverse. Which is number 48. And then you have the Eight of Cups reversed and the Ace of Pentacles. So this is about you kind of, I feel like this has trickling effects to here as well. Because you are kind of stuck. You're a little bit stuck in terms of being able to walk away from things. I think you're ending up going back to things that you maybe walked away from too soon. But because you're doing that, I feel like your balance is a little bit off. Like I said, with your energy here, with your heart energy. But I do feel like that ultimately you'll get a handle on these things sooner or later. It feels like the balance that you're lacking has a lot to do with your, you know, that heart chakra being blocked. I feel like your energy is just so off in terms of like you being so rooted. You have that perspective, and so I feel like your third eye and your crown chakra is really opened up. But in terms of like your heart and even your throat, because like I said, you're having a hard time expressing yourself, right? Expressing your feelings. It's so closed off that you're struggling here to really walk away from things and let go of things that are not for you. And so it feels like it has a lot to do with things that you're healing from, things that are emotionally not serving you anymore, emotionally damaging you, emotionally traumatic, emotionally just taking its toll on you, and ultimately holding you back from bigger and better things in terms of like what you can go after. And while it feels like you're achieving quite a bit of things here in your career, in your school, and your love life is not doing that. I mean, it's not doing bad, but it's not doing amazing either, necessarily. But I mean, that's subjective, I guess. Is that the right term? What I'm trying to get at here is that you don't recognize that because of this imbalance that's happening here and what you're holding on to for so long, you're not making space for all the things that can come through, all the newness that's coming through. This month is really about rising up and above and seeing the things that are no longer serving you and starting to release it and let go, healing them, move beyond the current challenges. Part of those challenges are the things that are holding you back, the things that you've been holding on to for far too long. Like look at how he's holding on to these pentacles. There's some things that you've been holding on to for far too long, and it's really time for you to release them. And maybe you thought you released them, but it's like they're creeping back up and you're kind of holding on to that grudge, you know, or things like that. Or there's certain things in your past that you thought you got through, but they're slowly like making its comeback to affecting you and things like that. And I'm not trying to scold you or make you feel any type of way about it, but there is this energy of you having to come to terms with it and having to learn some lessons through it. This reorientation, awareness, human condition, reality, those are all things that are coming up here, because when we hold on to things that have been with us for so long, of course they're going to spring back up. It's not that easy to just let go of them like that, you know. It's human, it's part of us, it's, you know, it's normal for that to happen. And so by you confronting these things, you'll then be able to truly move forward and then sprout a new beginning where you can actually move forward and you can actually start manifesting things. You can actually start balancing things again. You can actually start seeing things sprout up again and new growth. Because right now, nothing new can grow until you let go of the old. But let's finish off with some guidance here. Guidance for group 1, please. I have no doubt that you will be able to get through this. No doubt at all. Guidance for group 1, please. We have adjustments are required, 3rd quarter moon. Yeah, so this is just adjusting what we were just talking about, adjusting the things that we thought we let go of, adjusting our energy, adjusting how we've been going through this. And maybe we feel like we've been surviving, but we're not meant to just survive, we're meant to be thriving, you know. Guidance for group 1, please. We have luck is on your side. Seriously, luck really is on your side. So I feel like as long as you put forth the energy, you really can't go wrong here. And you also have emotions are running high with the super moon. So definitely don't worry about it if you're in your feels. This is not meant to be an easy thing to let go of. It's totally okay to have your emotions and release those emotions. Don't feel bad about expressing them. I feel like that's something that has been holding you back, is because you're afraid to express what you're feeling. Definitely just let them go. A fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. That's more Aries energy. I feel like you just need to unleash the feelings that you've been feeling and not be afraid to let them out. Just release them. Even if that means just going in the shower and having a good cry. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's what it takes. Have a good cry session. Cry it out, you know? Blare whatever music you need to blare out and dance it out if you have to, you know. And if you have to do that before you call your trusted friend or whoever to get it off your chest, then do that. You know, if you feel like you need to do that release first by yourself, that's what you need to do. But yeah, that's where I'm going to leave your reading, group 1. I feel like you're going to be doing just fine. I feel like you do need to trust that you have someone in your corner, though, for sure. With this owl card, you do have 2 owls coming out too, so I feel like owls are a very significant creature in your life, significant power animal for you as well. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to smash the like button and comment down below to let me know how you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a beat. And I'll also be linking my Patreon down below in case you're interested in joining our family over there, where we have our exclusive pick-a cards and extendeds, and also our monthly zodiac predictions, which I'll be dropping that after this. So don't miss out on that. If you're interested, that will be linked down below. And I will see you guys very soon. Thank you so much for watching and commenting. I really, really appreciate you all so much. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye. What's up, group 2? If you chose the yellow fuse, welcome to your reading. I'm going to pop these over here. We're going to get to those in just a second, but starting off with your energy here, I'm not going to lie. Usually yellow makes me feel happy, but you guys feel a little bit sad. But it's not total sadness. It does feel like you guys were sad and you are drawing up on some strength. And I feel like you guys are starting to step into your power and just that sort of energy, you know? But let's get into this. I have these 12 zodiac cards separated from my astro deck, and we're going to get the top 3 zodiac signs for your month of June. So, top 3 zodiac signs for group 2, please. We have Libra, the mediator, fair, people pleaser, balanced, sociable, sensible, diplomatic, polished, easygoing, fickle, indecisive, harmonious, self-indulgence, ruler of the 7th house. Top 3 signs for group 2, please. Oh, that's too many. Oh. We have Taurus, the connoisseur, comfort, luxury, reliable, stubborn, possessive, hard work, life's pleasures, serenity, productive, determination, stability, ruler of 2nd house. Okay. Okay, group 2's top 3 zodiac signs in June, please. Top 3 zodiac signs for group 2. Oh, and we have Aries, the competitor, assertive, competitive, impulsive, loud, aggressive, action, courageous, dominant, rebellious, dynamic, impatient, quick-tempered, ruler of the 1st house. Okay. I'm going to get some of these. Let's see what else is going on in your month. Okay, what else can you tell us is happening in June for group 2? What's happening in June? We have Jupiter, abundance, growth, expansion, Sagittarius / Pisces, Thursday, higher education, philosophy, good luck, optimism, faith, generosity, prosperity. Oops. One more, please. What's happening in June for group 2? We have the 11th house, community, society, organizations, friends, social circle, giving back, hopes and wishes, group activities, memberships, networking, social consciousness. All right. And on the back of the deck, you have North Node, fate, destiny, life goals, lessons, journey, calling, mission, challenges, soul purpose, the future, karma, learning curve, the destination. Oh, I love it. Group number 2. I love your energy. Wow. Definitely drawing up on that strength this month. All about coming into your power and just owning it. One second. Okay, so it definitely feels like it's a really great time for you this month, group 2. I feel like coming out of whatever period you've been going through, maybe you've been in your feels with this retrograde going on, but definitely feels like you're coming into your soul purpose and coming into some abundance you've been working towards. I feel like definitely this time of like hard work is paying off and just you're feeling very much in your feels. Like we have number 43, spirit of gratitude. Wow, okay. And then you also have Kuan Yin, care and compassion. Choose to be loved. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. Okay, love that. I just want to point out too that the lotus flower in this picture, I think it's a lotus anyway. When I was talking about how you've been through something recently that you are drawing strength from, a lotus flower actually has to bloom from beneath the surface of the water, and often talks about facing adversity in order for it to really bloom at the surface of the water in the pond. So I feel like that's what you've been through. I think that's giving me that vibe that you guys have had to come through a lot and go through a lot to get to where you are today, to really appreciate, I mean, to really be where you are and come to your abundance and, you know, bloom in where you are. And so because of all that you've been through, I feel like you're so much more, you know, not just stronger, but you have so much compassion for those around you and those who are in your position, those who are coming up and working to get to where you are as well. And also, I feel like this month is all about you having this grateful mindset, having this deep gratitude for where you were and where you are now. So it's like connecting to whatever power you believe in, whatever higher power that you believe in. And now you are even more so co-creating with this higher power, whatever it is, like if it's God, if it's whatever deity you choose, whether it could be Kuan Yin, the universe, you're now magnetizing more miracles and blessings for you to be grateful for, because you are leading with a grateful heart. And so you know, you're choosing to have so much love in your heart. And I also think that you're not just choosing it so that you can have more abundances. I think that you're honestly that person who just has this heart of gold. You know, you just are the way you are. And I think that's so admirable and so amazing and just incredible. I think that's why you have a tight-knit community. I wouldn't be surprised if you have a solid circle of friends who truly just admire you and love on you, and a solid community around you who really back you and things like that. I think whatever it is that you're doing, you're coming into your soul's purpose and it's bringing you all of this abundance. So it's really amazing to see. What we're going to get you some tea leaf cards now. What's happening in June for group 2? We have ear, good news. Okay, that's fun. I like to see that. What's happening in June for group 2? Just drop that. What's happening in June for group 2? Oh, okay, we have a wealth. What's happening? Oh, we also have well, family wishes come true. Oh my gosh. Group 2, amazing. Okay. So if you have been to my monthly predictions before, you guys know I do things a little bit different. Normally I do career/school, love/relationships in general, like not just romance, but all relationships, and then spiritual and personal. But this time I'm doing them a little differently. This month I do want to separate love and relationships to have like love, specifically romantic love, and then relationships, like relationships in general. So family, friends, coworkers, acquaintances. Don't know why, it just felt right. So we are going with it. So what is happening in June 2022 for group 2's love life? What is happening in June 2022 for group 2's love life, please? We have the Sun in reverse. Okay. What's happening for group 2's relationships in June 2022? We have 11 in reverse, cornucopia. What's happening in career/school? We have the Journey in reverse. What's happening in their personal/spiritual? in June. We have 44 women holding a heart. Now we will clarify with tarot. Okay, what's happening in group two's love life in June? What's happening in group two's love life in June, please? We have the Five of Swords reversed. What's happening in group two's love life in June? What's happening in group two's? We have the Nine of Wands. And what's happening in their relationships in June? We have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. What's happening in group two's Three of Wands? What's happening in group two's career / school? Ten of Cups. Okay. And what's happening in group two's? Let's have the Death card. And what's happening in group two's personal / spiritual? We have the Ten of Wands reversed. What's happening in group two's career / the Eight of Wands reversed. Okay. Okay, group two. When it comes to your love life with the Sun in reverse here, and then you have the Five of Swords reversed and the Nine of Wands, it feels like your love life is definitely going back to that period of sadness that I was feeling. I think that you're coming out of that period. You might still be feeling it, honestly, this month. You might still be feeling your feels, being in that period of like sadness. There might be a little bit of lingering depression, dark period. Honestly, like the clouds are still lingering, you know what I mean? And it feels like you are trying to get yourself out of these feelings. So it does feel like you are making some progress, but it's like you also are kind of struggling a bit, you know. It could be that someone is coming into your life to make amends with you, whether it be your ex or, you know, a previous partner that you dated, something like that, trying to make amends, and you're just not really ready for that. You know, it could be triggering you as far as you're not ready for them to come in and even talk to you or be a part of your life at all, you know, because you have this guard coming back up. You're not ready for it to happen, and you're just not ready for it to happen, and you have your guard up, you know, and it's totally warranted. It's nothing against you, nothing on you. It just, that's what I'm seeing happening this month. It's like you're trying to get through this, but then this person comes in and it triggers all of these feelings again, and it sort of feels like, oh my gosh, I'm back here again. And it almost feels like the straw on the stack that breaks the camel's back, you know. And it's like, I don't know if I can take this. And that's kind of what it feels like here, you know. It kind of feels like, what are you doing? You know, I was doing great. I was on, I'm not great, but I was doing you know, I was doing pretty good. I was making progress. I was so close. And then here you come and you burden me with this because you feel like you need to do what you need to do for you, and I'm doing what I need to do for me. And it just kind of feels like that. Now, if this does not apply to you, in which you don't have an ex situation going on, it does feel like maybe an argument of some sorts that's going to take place, and someone's going to try to say sorry, but you're just on the defense. You know, you just are over it, and it feels like you've had it with their shit, and it's like you can't take it, and at the same time you're so close and you're almost ready to give up, but you're not. You know, I'm just hearing Justin Bieber saying, is it too late now to say sorry? um but yeah. I feel like it's just you're over it, and I don't know. This month is just not the best of months. It doesn't feel like the sun is shining a lot on a lot of days, and there could be like just kind of a lot of arguments here and there. Not necessarily big blowout arguments, but just not necessarily getting along like amazing, you know? At least that's what's being highlighted and what spirit wants to show us here as far as like what's going on in your love life. You know, it's just whoever is being highlighted here in your love romantic area is just things are not going the best as far as your relationships in general here. We have cornucopia in reverse, 11, and then we also have the Knight of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. So there is a little bit of delays here as far as like some relationships coming into play. I feel like this, I know that's a weird way to say it. I feel like there's just some frustration happening in some of your relationships that I feel like, in terms of delays, what I mean is people are flaking on you, you know, or people are keeping you waiting, in terms of like whether it be like responding to you or just in general, you know, when you go to meet somebody, you're waiting on them a lot, or they flake out on you, I feel like. But it could be just like things are just so busy for everybody, you know. It could be like not just necessarily like everybody. I won't say it's everyone in your life, but what's as far as like what's going on in your relationships, it could be you are the one actually delaying people and making people wait, if I'm being real. Because you are going to be a busybody this month, you know. With all this wealth and abundance coming your way, I wouldn't be surprised if you were kind of busy. I think too, though, when it comes to like hearing back from certain people, you might end up like texting people, and then I can see you being bothered by somebody like posting something on their Instagram, but they didn't reply to your text, and you're gonna be like, well, are you kidding? Like, you can post that, but you can't respond to my text message. What the, you know what I mean? So I can see that happening, honestly. But don't take it personally. I think that it just, you know, shit happens. That happens to a lot of us, you know. We just sometimes we read it and then we forget, like we get distracted in the moment. I wouldn't take it personally at all. But as far as like that goes, I feel like it's nothing crazy, you know. The main thing that's really coming through is like when you're trying to get together with people, I think that that's where the delay and the frustration comes through. It's almost like this energy of like, well, we should get together because it's so and so's birthday, like we need to hurry up, like what's going on with you, like, why can't you meet then? And then like all of a sudden like nobody responds, and then things like plans just don't fall through, and you're like waiting on people, you know. And that's where the frustration kind of comes through, and it ends up being pushed back and pushed back, and like I think things are just busy for people this month, if I'm being real. Even with family, I feel like you're just, everything is so busy, and get-togethers are just delayed, and I feel like celebrations are delayed this month for whatever reason. I feel like that's a big thing coming in this month. Journey reversed, number 2 reversed, and you have the 10 of Cups and the Death card for your career slash school. So this can also be like something was supposed to happen for you in your career or your school, and like things didn't happen the way that you expected. And this isn't necessarily bad, but it could, I think, initially be like, what? Um, and I think that in the long run, you're going to find it to be the best thing ever. It's going to be something that might flip your world upside down. And I say that only because the Death card is here. It's like a rebirth of some sort. It's like a renewed thing. And it ends up being really good news. I think it's going to end up being something that changes things for the better. It ends up being something that you're going to be so happy and so fulfilled by, and it's going to take your journey on a totally different spin. This could be something that like either diverts the plan that you initially had for yourself, or it totally just pushes things back on the timeline, as far as like you were supposed to go on said business trip, for example, on like this day, but it gets pushed back to like next month or in a couple months from now. And it ends up working out really well because there's like a really cool concert also in that month. So you actually get to go fly there for free. Plus you can go watch the concert and you don't need to pay, you know, to take time off and then go fly there and watch the concert. You get to fly there for free since you have to go there for work anyway, and then just go watch the concert while you're there for work. So it ends up being something crazy cool like that. Like it's like a blessing in disguise, and then at the same time it's like just a part of this divine plan to be like I said, it ties back into like fate and your abundance and things like that. It's a really weird feeling of this unexpected change that's going to happen that ultimately ends up being for the greater good for your career slash school. So it's like an uprooting almost of a change. And I say that in the best way because it's a rebirth. It's like starting from scratch in a different way, because it's not totally from scratch. It's like just flipping it a little bit. And I hope that makes sense. Because I don't want to go too deep into it there. Spirit's just telling me, like, trust me, the diversion is for the best. This delay is for the best in the long run. It's not going to make sense totally, or it will make total complete sense when you hear about it. I think this has to do with your good news and your wealth and your abundance. It's going to tie in. So just stay open to it and just know that this good news is for the best. You're going to be happy about it. Trust me. Moving into your personal and spiritual, we have 44, woman holding a heart, and then you have 10 of wands and the 8 of wands in the reverse, both in the reverse. So I think this has a lot to do with like what's going on here in your like relationships and like personally interacting with other people, things like that. Because it has this woman holding a heart has a lot to do with like a feminine energy coming into your life or being there. It could be somebody who's already in your life currently. And it doesn't mean that they're female or who identifies as female necessarily. It's just someone who's more nurturing and like more like on the softer side, you know, more caring and kind and considerate, and someone who you can definitely go to for advice, and more like motherly advice at that. Like not someone who's going to be like hard on you, if that makes sense. But during your time of when you're experiencing the most frustration and like you're carrying the weight on your shoulder because you took on so much, and I think it could have a lot to do with you trying to plan for things like get-togethers, things like that, or like you feel like you know, you're trying to be a good friend or family member to make things happen for people's birthdays or celebrations, or you know, make time for people in your life, but they're just not happening, or you feel like guilty or whatever because you can't be there at whatever said celebration because of work or whatever. and you're getting frustrated, and you know, I feel like this person is really going to be there to help you understand that, you know, the compassion and care that you give to others is also going to be reciprocated and given back to you. And that by you showing others that care and compassion, you're attracting those kinds of people into your life, and they're going to help you really understand that, like, as long as you continue to have that heart of gold that you do, you can't go wrong. You know, people aren't going to get mad at you for that. Like, you lead with that open heart that you have, that amazing heart that you have. And look at this, family wishes come true. Honestly, your family loves you. And that includes not just like the family that you were born into, you know, this includes your chosen family. Okay. And so it's not about like, material things either. It's not about like, you know, if things don't work out according to plan, sometimes that happens and it's okay, you know. It's not your fault if somebody doesn't respond, or it's not your fault if so and so can't get together on that day because of whatever and everyone else can. It's not on you, you know. And if you feel like that's on you, stop taking on that burden, you know. And I feel like this person's really going to help you open up your eyes to that and not make you feel like you have to shoulder that burden or that guilt, in terms of like making it happen without one person. You know, it's not going to fall apart or whatever, because I feel like during these times, so many people have to celebrate things, and not everybody's going to be there, you know, especially because certain people have, you know, ailments now, or they need to be extra careful because of the things going on in the world, without being too specific. And, you know, just things are popping up nowadays, and we just have to be more mindful. So I feel like this person's really going to help you understand that you don't need to take on so many burdens and shoulder all of these things, and understand that you have to have that same care and compassion for yourself that you give to others. And so they're going to help you really grow that and turn that inward, and allow you to release some of those burdens and release some of that, you know, feelings of guilt. And you won't feel so responsible. You won't feel so guilty. You won't feel so burdened. You won't feel so delayed and frustrated from all of these things happening. And ultimately, you know, breathe that sigh of relief, you know. So that's amazing energy, group 2, honestly. But that is what I'm seeing you for you personally and spiritually. I feel like this person's really going to help you open up communication and help you to express those feelings of, you know, those feelings that you've been feeling, that like angst and worry and oh my god, I can't, you know. So let's finish off with some guidance. Okay, let's get some guidance for group 2, please. Guidance for group 2. Guidance for group 2. We have a time to give rather than take, new moon in Virgo. And I think that means give to yourself too, because you are giving so much to others already. But it's also not just giving like material things, giving your heart. Keep giving that love and that gratitude. Oh. We have the energy is gaining momentum. Waxing moon. Yep, so I think that has a lot to do with the goodness coming your way in your career. That's too much. In your career and school area as well. You have a time, take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. Yeah, so just breathing through the things that you're experiencing in terms of like your love and relationships area, and then ultimately understanding like you don't have to worry so much about like other people. Like sometimes you have to focus on you, and that's okay. It's not being selfish. You know, ultimately, in order for you to be there for other people and those that you love, you need to take care of yourself first in order for you to be the best you for them. And they'll understand that, you know. Expect powerful change, new moon eclipse, and yes, that change is coming with that death card right there. I feel it. So that is where I'm going to leave your reading group 2. I'm really excited for your June, and I think you'll be excited as well. But go ahead and smash the like button and comment down below to let me know how you liked this. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a beat. And I'm also going to be linking my Patreon down below in case you're interested in joining our family over there, where we will have our exclusive monthly zodiac prediction readings, not available here on YouTube, as well as access to our extendeds and things like that. So that will be linked down below. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching and being here and commenting and all that good stuff. I really appreciate you guys so much. And I will see you guys very soon. What's up, group 3? If you chose the green fuse, welcome to your reading. I'll put it right there. And we're going to save these for just a bit later. But I'm going to tap in to your energy, and honestly, when I pick up the green fuse, I just immediately feel called to your heart space and your heart chakra when I think of green. But we'll just start off with that. I want to go ahead and pull, just kidding, these first. We're doing things a little differently this month, but I have these 12 zodiac cards separated from my astro deck. So we're going to go ahead and pull these first as soon as I fix my camera. 1 second. Okay. We're going to pull the top 3 zodiac signs for you. We have Sagittarius, the explorer, adventurous, distant places, free spirit, clever, travel, philosophy, bold, blunt, impatient, argumentative, independent, ruler of the 9th house. 2 more, please. Top 3 zodiac signs for the month of June for group 3. Top 3 zodiac signs, please. We have Taurus, the connoisseur, comfort, luxury, reliable, stubborn, possessive, hard work, life's pleasures, serenity, productive, determination, stability, ruler of the 2nd house. Okay. And 1 more. We have Virgo, the perfectionist, analytical, planning, perfection, hard work, helpful, detail-oriented, reliable, confident, skeptical, overly critical, ruler of the 6th house. Okay. Perfect. And then I also want to pull these cards for you to see a little more about what's happening. What's happening in June for group 3, please? What else is happening in June 2022 for group 3? We have 7th house, partnerships, marriage, relationships, friendships, business partners, contracts, agreements, joint endeavors, sharing, negotiations, cooperation, relating. Okay, another one. What's happening in June 2022 for group 3? We have Juno, commitments, marriage, long-term relationships, fulfillment, compatibility, give and take, loyalty, partnerships, intimacy needs, soulmates, unions in June, which is fitting because this is June predictions. So pretty much what I was just talking to you guys about as far as like your heart chakra. So that's pretty awesome. Your back of the deck is the Sun, expression, ego, self, personal power, Sunday, Leo energy, vitality, life force, leadership, pride, health, yang, masculinity. I love to see it. Okay. And honestly, Juno is actually divine feminine energy as well. So I do feel like this month, if you are looking for love, that might be something in the cards for you. Get it in the cards for you, so to speak. But we'll see. We have number 22. Wow. 22, tender embrace. Okay, for real. Seriously. Group 2. I mean 3. I said 2 because it's the 22. Mary Magdalene, teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. I honestly feel like there is a possibility here that you have a lot of, you know, there's love coming into your life. If you are someone who's looking for that happening this month, this is not a love reading, by the way. This is your monthly predictions. But if that is something you're looking for, I would not be surprised if that was something happening. If you're in a relationship or if you're dating, I feel like that could be taken to the next step this coming month as well. If you're already in a relationship, I do feel like things are going very well, and like I said, being like leveled up. With all of this like partnership, commitment energy, number 22 is just a master number, all about duality, balance, partnerships, things like that, unions. Wow. Okay, what's happening? We also have pin, new job or career. So this could also be you coming into contact with somebody who's going to help put you on the path towards this new job and career as well. But with this like roses, I do feel like passion, love, something you love doing, perhaps. Maybe you're going to someone's wedding this month as well. I think June is a good time, like a lot of June weddings. What's happening in June for group 3? We have Peacock, beware of great pride. I just have one more stack. I always separate my Keely cards into 3 stacks because there's so many cards in this deck. I can't shuffle them all at once. So, in case you're wondering. What's happening in June for group 3? Oh, we have broken wishbone. Wish will not be granted. Okay. Interesting. Alright, guys. We're going to do things a little different this month. We're going to look at 4 aspects instead of the usual 3, and I will show you what I mean in just a second here. I just felt called to do things a little different this month. And we're going to do it like this. One sec. We're going to look at so first we're going to take a look at career/school. Then we're going to look at your love life, and then we're going to look at relationships in general, and then we're going to look at like your personal/spiritual. Does that make sense? I think we should keep the relationships separated, I guess you could say. I don't know, I wanted to separate them for some reason. What's happening in group 3s? Well, we have 20 reversed. Okay. What's happening in group 3's love life in June 2022? What's happening in group 3's love life in group 3's love life in June 2022? We have number 16, patience. Okay, and in their relationships in general, 55, oh sorry, 35, first chakra, Archangel Michael. What's happening in their personal, spiritual life. Number 15, appreciation. Okay. And then now we're just going to clarify with tarot. Okay, what's happening? We have the Six of Pentacles, okay. What's happening in group 3s? We also have the Six of Swords, okay, 2 sixes. What's happening in group 3's love life in June? What's happening in group 3's love life? We have is this the King or the Queen? I think this is the King of Cups reversed. What's happening in group 3's love life in June? The Wheel of Fortune reversed. What's happening in group 3's relationships? What's happening in group 3's relationships in June? Reverse or upright? Okay. 9 of Pentacles. What's happening in group 3's relationships in general in June? 9 of Swords reversed. And personal to spiritual. Whoa. We have the Ace of Wands. Personal / spiritual, please. Knight of Wands. Okay. Okay, group 3, your career / school is really awesome right now. You have envy in reverse with the 6 of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords. So this energy of you shifting your mindset, your energy actually from like this lack and this maybe envy feelings, but mostly this energy of lack to more of appreciation and abundance mindset. So you're having more of this energy of like being more generous and, like I said, appreciative and seeing the abundance and things, seeing where, you know, you're being more grateful and appreciative and the light that's coming into your life. And because of that, you know, you're like moving from, you know, the calm, the not calm, the stormier waters to the calmer waters, and you're able to understand also that where you can give your energy versus like material things, you are able to also receive from other people in other ways. So with the 6 of Pentacles here, I do feel like while you might not feel the most abundant in certain areas, you are understanding you're able to give in other ways. Like abundance doesn't just come in the form of material things, it comes in the form of love, time, energy, you know, words of affirmations, you know, love languages, right? And so understanding that appreciating other people comes in so many different forms, and doing the right things for your career in terms of moving yourself along, or in school in terms of moving yourself along, it doesn't come from necessarily material things, but doing things, actions speak louder than so many other, you know, things like words. You know, what I'm trying to say is that you're moving out of a period of where you're unable to, we felt like you're unable to do something because you don't have something. For instance, maybe you can't, let's say you feel like you can't complete a project because you don't have the best equipment, but you don't need the best equipment. You just need to make do with what you have and put forth the extra time and energy to make it better. You know what I mean? And rather than buying something that looks like it's higher quality, you putting forth the extra effort and energy and using your skills and abilities to make it look better is going to come out 10 times better than if you were to buy one completed, buy one off the shelf, if that makes sense. And so with that being said, it does make it more appealing, more custom, more valuable, and you're adding value in other ways that people can't. And people are going to appreciate that in so many other ways. I also feel like because you're being more open to looking for the abundant side of things, you're not so honed in on on opportunities that maybe weren't meant for you. So you're, because you know when you're so tunnel visioned on a certain opportunity or a certain project that you really want, sometimes we become so closed off to the other opportunities around us that might be better suited for us. And so now that you're more open and aware, you're able to shift gears and move toward other things that are better suited for you, other things that are actually opening bigger and better doorways for us, that are bringing forth more abundant material wealth towards us, and therefore opening more pathways for you, more career opportunities, more job opportunities, more projects, more opportunities to meet people who can bring you up. I'm seeing like a hand being held up and like pulling you up towards something even faster than you ever imagined. So just be really mindful though of you getting your head too big when it comes to that, in terms of that energy there. It's about really understanding too, like giving back to other people around you, using your abilities as a mentor and passing on the knowledge to other people. With this teacher awakens, I feel like there's a passion within you too that you can hand off to other people, which will wrap around to this part here, which I will get to when we get there. But don't be afraid to share your knowledge, because that really will show like your leadership skills. That'll show your initiative in terms of like what you can do, and just also showing how much you care that other people are also going to grow and evolve with you, and not just being so me. You know what I mean? So there's that energy coming through as well. It's about you understanding that you need other people to also grow and evolve with you, and you sharing your knowledge with other people, and really understanding that without these other people, you would not be there. You would not be where you are. So there is that energy coming through, especially with all this union and partnership energy too. It's not just necessarily romantic energy, but also like in the workforce, in friendships, in business, things like that. So moving into your love life, okay, for sure, your love life. Number 16, patience, and then you also have the King of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So with patience here, it does feel like slow and steady wins the race. That's what I'm hearing. I feel like maybe something has been brewing for quite some time, and it feels like you might be waiting a little bit longer. Like, not to say that things won't start happening this month, because I do feel like a lot of commitment, partnerships, things are starting to take off and start to come together, but maybe you want to move a lot faster than the other person does in this case, and maybe, you know, things are starting to be put on hold. I actually feel called that she's holding a wheel of fortune in her hand right here, and there's a wheel here, but she's holding it still, and obviously your wheel is in reversed. So I feel like it's just kind of staying still, because you need to be patient in terms of like waiting when the time is right for you to move, when you need to move, when the other person is ready to take the next step. In terms of like feelings involved, I feel like King of Cups has a lot to do with emotions. Maybe somebody feels more feelings than the other person, is not ready to move forward as fast as the other. That's kind of what the energy is here. As far as like taking, taking it slow. It could be broken wishbone. It has to do with like maybe one person, for example, wants to move in with someone, but the other person's just not there yet. That's not to say that it won't ever happen. It's just not there yet. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Have patience, take it slow. And it's not anyone's fault for it not happening yet. It's just, sometimes people just are not at that same pace as you, and that's totally fine. You can't really fault someone for not being where you are in a situation or in a relationship. But that is kind of what I'm seeing here. I also feel like somebody might be a little bit, I don't want to say manipulative, but it feels like a little bit, just not, it just feels like when you are faced with these news, or that someone isn't quite ready yet, or because, you are having to be patient, you might get a little moody, you might be in your feels a little bit, especially, this month with everything going on. So just, I think it might have to do with your pride. Honestly, it might hurt you a little bit in your ego. So just be mindful of that, kind of reflecting on your exterior side. In relationships in general, though, your first chakra, which could apply to that as well, first chakra, Archangel Michael in the reverse, 35. So this is your root chakra. This is all about trust and security, grounding, your energy, things like that. And it's right now it's a little bit blocked. So I do feel like this month is just really about getting yourself grounded again, getting yourself in a situation where you feel like you can trust and build that trust. And perhaps maybe it's you who's not ready to, take that next step with somebody, and being patient with yourself. And you might be feeling a little frustrated with yourself, like, why am I not ready when this person is so right for me, and I should be ready and all of these things, but you just don't feel like you're quite there yet. And I honestly, it very well could be because this Nine of Pentacles is here, and you're very much in this independent stage of your life, and you're feeling good on your own, and you like your space, and these this like doubt and this anxiety is eating away at you. It has a lot to do with yourself, honestly. Self-doubt, self-anxiety has a lot to do with you being in your feels. But just in general, you are enjoying being independent and free, honestly. But at the same point, because you are so independently free and on your own, you also have to remember to really ground yourself and be able to trust others and let other people in if you really want your relationships in general to flourish, whether it be with your friends, your coworkers, and your family members, because I think that whatever anxieties that you have around surrounding yourself and what other people think of you has a lot to do with, honestly, yourself, your relationship with yourself. And so understanding that, you're amazing, you're doing amazing things, and you're worthy of friendships, you're worthy of love, you're worthy of receiving all of these things. Otherwise, you wouldn't have all of these cards coming out with tender embrace, partnerships, commitment, expression, and understanding. Like, people go through these things, people feel the same way you do. And I'm sure if you voiced your opinions or voiced your feelings, to your friends, they probably feel similar things too. As far as like, sometimes they get in their feels about like, oh, like I get anxiety about this and that. Like, you can probably find someone who relates to you, you know? Um, but yeah, I do feel like this is really just about you grounding yourself and letting yourself understand that you are safe and secure in your relationships with people that you can really trust. And the only way to build that trust is if you actually have open communication and you allow yourself to build that trust within them. Um, So there is that. But this month, yeah, I feel like it's just about you also showing appreciation for the people around you and what you have going on in your life with number 15 here. Appreciating not just the big things, but the little things in your life, because then, of course, as you all know, I like to tell you that when you look at things, when you look at all the little things and you appreciate all the little things, you have more and more things to be grateful for coming into your life. So you also have the Ace of Wands and the Knight of, I'm sorry, the Page. Is this a page? I'm so confused with this deck sometimes. So the Ace of Wands and the Page of Wands, this is about you having this passionate spark to want to learn and create something as well. Going back to your career / school area, it was about moving and understanding that there are other opportunities because you were able to, you know, take a step back and see with eyes of appreciation, eyes of abundance mindset instead of a lack. And that kind of connected here with this appreciation card. So that's kind of where it ties in hand. It's about you having that spark of appreciation, that spark of passion reignited within you, and also having that spark of creativity, this reinvigoration within you, because you have both the Ace and Page of Wands here paired with this card. So it's just about you having that passion, that creativity, that fire in you to really explore and see what else really ignites you, what else really gets you excited and motivated. And because you have this newfound appreciation for everything going on, everything around you, the people in your life, you know, you really want to take that passion and that drive and that creativity with you into all aspects here, whether it be in your relationships, you know, exploring other ways to deepen those relationships, exploring other ways to invigorate passion and excitement there, exploring other ways to really spice things up, you know, exploring other ways to really create and learn and inspire, things like that. So with this appreciation card, it's just giving you this new zest, this new pep in your step, and this like fire. Like I said, it's just a new fire in you. Lots of like red coming into my mind, lots of passion, and just having this your heart space is just really open and bright. So yeah, I feel like your heart chakra is really wide open this month. We're going to finish off now with your advice and guidance, though. Okay, confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. Yeah, so really stepping into your power this month and understanding like what you've been through, having that open heart and just letting that passion flow through you, having the confidence to take it with you, having the confidence to take that passion with you this month, being patient. You also have conclusions are within reach. I feel like that has a lot to do with your love and relationships area, and as far as like the patience card goes. We'll get another one. Yeah, you'll get the answers that you need with that patience card. So don't let your past hold you back. South Node. So of course that has a lot to do with like previous experiences, shifting out of that lack mindset, I said as well, not letting that hold you back and moving yourself forward into calmer waters. Communication is key. Expressing yourself, like we talked about, letting yourself really be appreciative of others, and of your experiences, expressing how it is that you feel, expressing your any kind of anxieties that you've been having with other people, so that you can really establish that trust that you really need in certain relationships. So that is what I'm seeing for your June group 3, and that's where I'm going to leave your reading. So please go ahead and smash the like button and comment down below to let me know how you enjoyed this reading. And I'm going to go ahead and also ask that you subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a beat. And I'll also be linking my Patreon down below in case you're interested in joining our family over there, where we will have our exclusive monthly zodiac predictions, which I will drop after this as well. Not available here on YouTube, as well as access to our extended readings and everything like that. So I would love to have you there as well. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching and for being here. Really, really appreciate you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye. That's good for if you chose this blue periwinkle-ish fuse. Welcome to your reading. I'm going to go ahead and put your fuse there so you can still see it. And we're going to get started. So, tapping into your energy here. We're going to move this to the side for now. But first off, we're going to shuffle out. I have these 12 zodiac cards separated from my astro deck here, and we're going to get the top 3 zodiac signs that are going to be the most significant for your month of June. And these are going to be the most significant roles. So these could be people in your life this coming June. This could be your signs as well. Sun, moon, or rising, things like that. We're just going to take a look. Okay, what are the top 3 zodiac signs in the month of June playing a significant role for group 4? Top 3 zodiac signs, please, for group number 4. We have Leo, the showstopper, enthusiastic, generous, magnetic, pretentious, show-off, bossy, extroverted, proud, headstrong, loyal, seeks approval, loving, ruler of the 5th house. Okay. We have that there. I'm going to move this also. One sec. Okay, we're going to get 2 more. Also, just heard like moving about my way, and like I feel like your group is really just going with the flow this month. Let's get a couple more. Top 3. Well, I'll take this one. We have Virgo, the perfectionist, analytical, planning, perfection, hard work, helpful, detail-oriented, reliable, confident, skeptical, overly critical, ruler of the 6th house. Okay. One more, please. Top 3. Oh, that was quick. We have Aquarius, the diplomat, inventive, original, opinionated, analytical, friendly, tolerant, outgoing, ruler of the 11th house. Okay. Okay, and I'm also going to be shuffling out a couple of these guys to see what else is going on for your month. But I definitely feel like you're more easy breezy this month. It's just kind of the energy I'm picking up on. I just feel like very zen, I feel like is the word coming to mind. We have self, 1st house, physical appearance, early childhood goals, desires, individuality, temperament, personality, natural tendencies, identity, self-image. This is also Aries energy. So we have that coming out here. We got another one. What's going on in the month of June 2022 for group 4, please? What's going on? Well, too many. What's happening? Okay. we have 10th house VIP access over here. Okay, status, public image, reputation, career, long-term goals, fame, recognition, ambition, respect, achievement, honors, success, potential, authority. All right. Okay, I really like that for you guys. And on the back of your house, we have Uranus. Uranus, however you say it, the butt planet. Okay, we'll just get it out there. Breakthrough, change, originality, awakening, Aquarius, shocking, revolutionary, innovation, sudden events, excuse me, epiphanies, unconventional, and unusual. All right. So even with this blue on the Uranus card, excuse me, I just feel like a lot of things are happening for you guys this month. A lot of S's, so maybe the letter S could be significant. I don't know why that's popping out at me. Also, Sky just made a sound down there. If you heard her groaning, not growling, but so sky is the limit. That's what I just heard. But it does really feel like you're just going with the flow. It's almost like you're surrendering to what's coming. So I feel like maybe you've done a lot of work this past month in May, and now it's just the time of like reaping the benefits for some things. And maybe for you, it's just kind of receiving the recognition right now, tending to things like that. But we'll take a deeper look at what's going on here. Like I said, this month I felt called to do things a little bit differently, so we're gonna just take a look. These are kind of like the overarching themes. We have number 20, a merry motive. Okay. And we also have the Miriam, a sacred vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. Okay, I really like this actually. A very Gemini feeling with these. Like, do you see how it's like twins on this card? So with these two popping up here, it feels like, and this is a 20, so it reduces to 2, so that's really interesting as well. But I do feel like there is the sense of like balancing things out. There might be a choice at hand coming up here, but basically what this card has a lot to do with this month is you having to balance things out for yourself and focus on what you're doing and why you're doing it. So a merry motive is really just about like, what is the true motive behind what you're doing? Is it because of the fame and the recognition? Is it understanding, like really understanding what drives you to do what you're doing, and like what is your why behind all of it, behind your goals, behind your dreams, behind your visions, things like that. Do you actually want it, or do you just enjoy the feeling that you're going to get? Do you enjoy the feeling that you're going to get from, people who are going to recognize you, give you this status and this recognition, this breakthrough? Is it the ego talking, things like that? So I think it really highlights these things that popped up here as far as like self, status, breakthrough, and I feel like all of these things are going to become highlighted to you this month, as far as this balance and duality. I think it's all going to come together. And not to say that you can't have it all. Like, of course, recognition and all of that is great. And you can definitely enjoy that while still doing what you love and going after the things that you really want and what really drives you. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that, but as long as it's truly what you really want, as long as like what you're doing still has that being driven behind it, with Aquarius popping up here, I do feel like it's kind of like this little bit of a reminder here as far as like you understanding that you had this drive to do something before, for a much greater cause than for recognition, than for this confidence behind you. And those might have been like bonus things that came along with this, and were definitely parts of the whole that made this goal a reason to go after and things like that, a motivation for you to go after this, but it wasn't the driving force. So it's really about digging deep, really, really deep, as to like what was the big, huge why as to what you were doing, like why you were doing this in the first place. So really remembering that and focusing back on that, surrendering to the higher power. Like I said, this is really about you surrendering to the higher power, whatever higher power you believe in. And it might be the Miriam, it could be the universe, God, angels, whatever, like I said, whatever it is that you believe in. And really pay attention to where you put your focus, because where energy flows, where your attention goes, right? So let me give you an example. If you were to, and I think I gave this example in another group, I can't remember already. If you, let's say you held some resentment or jealousy towards, somebody else getting something that you had hoped to get, and you just held on to those feelings, that energy, right? You're going to end up attracting more of that energy toward you, more reasons to be resentful and jealous and things like that. You're going to start seeing opportunities pop up, and then you're going to start seeing reasons to be resentful and jealous and envious of other people, because of the, things might not fall through for you there because they're not meant for you. Versus if you were gracious and grateful, looking at the things in a different light. And I'm not trying to promote toxic positivity here, but I am trying to tell you to look at things differently, in the sense that you need to appreciate the things that you do have, and look at the things that you need, look at things where you are grateful for things, versus like the lack, if that makes sense. And I think I say that quite often here on my channel, but that's honestly the messages that come through often, and I think it's because of who comes here and the messages that need to be delivered to whoever needs to see them. And I don't think that's coincidence, to be honest. But without rambling too much, by you looking at those things that you're grateful for and the things that you appreciate, you will find more things to be grateful and appreciative for. And there are reasons for that. There are reasons that, the wealthiest people in the world do this on a daily basis. They don't preach it for no reason. I believe Oprah does this. Off the top of my head, I think Tony Robbins does this as well. But yes, it's definitely a proven thing. So that's something to definitely think about. Another thing that this card talks about is that if you are overly competitive, and you're always looking at like, how can I beat so and so, how can I beat so and so, and you're always going to feel unworthy when you really aren't. You really need to focus on that gratitude, focus on encouragement, focus on being truly happy for other people, because what's meant for them is meant for them, and what's meant for you is meant for you. So understanding that mindset, like I said, paired with this Miriam sacred vision, choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. So just choosing to see with love and move forward with love. And that just goes back to what I was saying, moving forward with that gracious attitude, and understanding, being happy for somebody who gets what they worked hard for. It's not like they didn't work hard for it. And then even if maybe somebody got something that you don't think they deserved, well, karma will catch up eventually, and don't worry about it. That's not your responsibility to worry about it. So let's get you some tea leaf cards. And that goes back to the shadow aspect of where when something really bothers you, it usually reflects something within yourself that is a shadow aspect of you. So that's another thing that's being highlighted here. You have the boot. Increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. So that could be something for you guys. Group 4. I have 2 more stacks. This one and one more. So this deck is huge. That's what she said. Okay, sorry. That was uncalled for. Teardrops, great personal sorrow. Oh no. Okay, let's take the bottom as well. Spirit says something important such as a new job or a raise. Okay, that's interesting as well. Okay, we're going to take that for you. Okay, and one more. We have Rose, romance is in the air. Oh, and I like how these roses are also in this card here. So that could be that, like, if you're looking for love, maybe romance is coming your way. If you're not looking for love, somebody is definitely interested in you. If you're already in a relationship, I think things are just heating up, getting into, you know, a good place for you. So that's really great. But now we are going to take things a little differently. Normally I do career/school, love and relationships, and then personal and spiritual, but I'm going to separate love and relationships to do like specifically romantic love and specifically relationships in general. I don't know why I felt called to do that way instead, so we're going to keep it like that. We're going to do it like that. So let's take a look. What's going on for group 4 in their love life in June 2022? What's going on? We have blossoming abundance in the reverse. Okay, what's going on in their relationships in June 2022? We have, okay, a woman holding a heart, number 44. And then career/school, we have 18, anxiety in reverse. And personal, you have 30 in the reverse, the garden and the gates. Okay. Grabbing tarot to clarify. Okay, what's going on in group 4's love life in June 2022? What's happening in June for group 4's love life? What's happening in June for group 4's love life? Okay, we have the 10 of Cups. Okay. And we also have the 2 of Cups. Okay, and then what's happening in relationships in general for group 4's love life? Relationships. We have the Ace of Swords reversed and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. And what's happening in group 4's career/school in June? We have the 4 of Wands. Okay. And the, what is this? Page of Pentacles. Oh, nice. And what's happening in their personal life/spiritual life in June for group 4, please? Four of Swords. What's happening in June for group 4? Oh. So we have Magician reversed. Okay. Okay, group 4. So your love life in June, it looks like it's doing pretty good. We have 3 blossoming abundance in the reverse with the 10 of cups and the 2 of cups. So it feels like you might be like, honestly, it feels like you might be spending a lot of money on those people that are a certain somebody that you're interested in. Because honestly, it feels like a lot of things are going really well as far as like your romance life goes. It feels like things are very happy. If you're in a relationship, things are going really well, happy, like I said. You're coming together very well, and it feels really good. But it does feel like if you are going out a lot, maybe spending more money than usual, eating out more, things like that, going on more adventures, um, that sort of a thing. And maybe like it just feels like you're doing more frivolous things, if I'm being real with you, with this blossoming abundance in the reverse. I just feel like you're just doing more things that you're spending more money. Maybe you're the one splurging on this person more. I don't know if it's somebody's birthday this month, although I know it's not going to be everybody's other half's birthday or their significant other interested party's birthday, or whatever, or anniversary, something like that. But obviously that's not going to apply to everybody. But I mean, it does feel like we are going out more, doing more things together, and just spending more on doing things together or on the other person, giving gifts, things like that. But ultimately, it just feels really happy and fun. It feels full of love and joy, and just look at how happy these cuties are in these cards. And if I'm being real with you, you got like 2 of the happiest cards to get in like love. So two of cups and 10 of cups is really great for your love in this coming month. Not to say that there's going to be like ultimate bliss and zero fights. I can't say that there won't, but it does feel like there it I can honestly say, like, I don't feel like you will have anything major happening here. But yeah, I wish I could say more other than it feels so happy, and you're spending money. Just be wary about that. Um, it could be you guys are going out to celebrate your new raise or something like that. Something important happening as well. But yeah, your relationships in general, you have a woman holding a heart, number 44, and you also have, oh, also I do want to know, because this is a 3 here, I wanted to know, and it's 1 2 3, that this could be a growth in your relationship as well, because you are having such a joyous and happy time this month in your relationship, or whatever your situationship, this thing, because it's going to vary for whoever in this in this area of your life, because some of you are going to be obviously just seeing each other, dating, in a relationship, married, whatever, obviously going to apply differently. But if you look at the sequence, it's 10, which converts down to 1, and then you have 2, and this is a 3. So this to me shows progression, and then ultimately 3 is a number of growth. So I do feel like this has a lot to do with your love life in general, is going to be really progressing and growing, and I think this month is going to be reaching like new stages. I feel like it's going to be, because it's such a happy and harmonious time in your romance area, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys move through like the next step, things like that. Celebrate something important. Some of you might be, taking things to the next step. Like I said, whatever that is in your stage of your situation being applied. So it could be like, you know, to making it official. This could be like for some of you moving in together. This could even be an engagement for some of you, if I'm being real. But especially when somebody's spending a lot of money. But yes, that might be very specific for some of you, that engagement. So 44, woman holding a heart. This is for your relationships in general. So family, friends, coworkers, things like that. We have the Ace of Swords in reverse and the Ace of Pentacles upright. I like the duality in this because you have a 44, which is a master number, and then you have two aces here. So with this, I do feel like we are kind of teeter-tottering here with like we are teeter-tottering here with like really being open with people in our lives. We are honestly just trying to do that balancing act of keeping our heart open and letting people in, while at the same time setting some boundaries with people in our lives. Just because we do have this little bit of mental kind of cloudiness. Okay, guys, I got interrupted by my daughter, so sorry about that. But I do think that was not a coincidence. I feel like in your relationships in general with this woman holding a heart, there could be some sort of feminine energy coming through. It doesn't necessarily have to be female, but definitely a feminine energy. So what that means is like maybe someone who's more on the softer side, someone who's more nurturing, just coming into your life to be there for you, more someone who's going to be there for you to lean on, like more of like a pillar in your life this coming June, as far as like someone you can lean on. And I think this is someone you can lean on in times of when you're feeling just you have no idea, like you can't trust your own thoughts and you're just unclear about what to do, things like that. And you can really lean on this person, and this person is there to give you guidance and advice and really be there for you. Honestly, I feel like this person is also going to truly help you in terms of like encouraging you towards manifesting certain things, and pushing you towards an idea that you have, in terms of a goal and something that you want to sprout. I'm just hearing like sprout an idea, making it come to life, things like that. And really just also helping you ground relationships with other people that you were trying to heal. For some of you, this could even be somebody new coming into your life, and this is just confirming that this is a relationship that is really going to be a stable one that's going to be built on a solid foundation and is here to stay for the long haul. And I say that just because this is the Ace of Pentacles. It's really going to be grounded and planted deep into the ground. And then 44 is just master number. So it's just making me think of like structure, foundation, stability, and just so it's like double fours, so it's like home, you know, it's gonna feel like soul family coming through here. And I feel like a lot of soul family might be in your life this coming June as well. Moving into your anxiety here, also, sorry, I don't know why my eyes just went here. I think that the person might help you to forgive somebody in your past. Just because there's this great sorrow coming through, great personal sorrow. So this person could be here to help you heal whatever might be coming this month. I'm sorry, I can't pick up exactly what that is right now. We'll see if I can move through this and see what could be coming up. But I feel like this person is coming in to also help you and be there for you to heal whatever this is, to be there for you to lean on through whatever this is what's coming this month, as far as like forgiving somebody, forgiving your past. This could be something that happened in your childhood that you're having to heal from, and it's just coming back up and you're having to heal from that. But definitely something to that effect. Moving into your career and slash school. We have anxiety in the reverse with the Four of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. Super exciting. So whatever fears and self-doubts that you've been having, this anxiety, feelings of like, oh my gosh, I can't. It's like, whew, you can breathe again, guys. It feels like it feels like the underlying energy of Mercury retrograde really took a toll on so many of us. I mean, if you have felt it like I have felt it, like, holy moly. I mean, I'm sorry if I offend you with that term. I don't mean to. But like, oh my gosh. The anxiety and like the feels and like am I doing things right? It's like sometimes you have to second guess yourself. Like that's the kind of feelings I'm feeling right now coming through, and it's like you're going to be breathing this sigh of relief, and it's like, what is happening? I feel like it's like this confidence is starting to shine through. You feel like yourself again, and you can recognize like your own thoughts, and like, not to say that all the anxiety is going to disappear, because I'm like anxious in general. Like I'm someone who suffers from pretty bad anxiety, but not to say that I'm not trying to put that on you. But anyways, sorry. This month is really just about you guys getting back to feeling like you. So it feels really good. It feels like you guys are celebrating this feeling of like having the confidence to move forward. Like you're putting your boots back on and you're getting up and you're going. You're going after that bag. And it's like whatever you need to do, you're going to go figure out and do it. And you're going to celebrate whatever it is, because you're not going to let fear stop you and hold you back anymore. It's like you understand like where your drive is coming from, and you're not going to let that hold you back. It's almost as if you came here for this confidence boost, and you came here for that little push and this little kick in the butt, and here you are putting your boots back on, and you're going to get, it's like these boots were made for walking, and that's the song that's playing in my head right now. That's the only part of the song I know, so I can't tell you anything else. I'm sorry. But seriously, that is what you guys are doing. You're going to figure shit out and you're going to get going. You're, like I said, it's like this release of your fears and anxieties. And if it comes up, you're just going to let it go. Because I actually heard a quote, and I can't freaking remember what it is. Oh my gosh. I think it's Elise Myers. Do you guys know who Elise Myers is? I have to find it. I don't know if that's going to be copyright though on YouTube. Hold on. Okay. I don't know if I'm allowed to play it, because I don't know if it's considered copyright, but I think I can show it to you, right? Okay, so Elise Myers, if you don't know who she is, I'm going to go ahead and show you this, but this is her little song and dance. It's amazing. It just says, just because you think it doesn't mean that it's true. Your brain's a little bitch and likes to lie to you. But seriously, I think that's what you needed to hear and know, as far as like your thoughts coming into play, your fears and anxieties. You're just telling yourself like, nope, not today. And you're pushing through it. So that's what I'm feeling from your, as far as like going after things. I feel like, whew, yeah, it feels good. Okay, moving into your personal slash spiritual energy here. We have, I'm just gonna, oh my god, I just messed it all up. Wow. Okay. Don't do that again. Moving into your personal spiritual, we have the Garden and the Gate reversed, which is number 30. Yeah, number 30. And number 4, oh, the Four of Swords and the Magician reversed. Okay. Okay, so with the Garden and the Gate reversed, this is a really positive reversal, by the way. I know some people look at reversals and they think it's negative. No, that's not how it works. Especially in this deck. This is, if you haven't noticed, this is one of my favorite decks in the world. This is the energy oracle. Yeah, energy oracle cards. But this in particular is all about you being ready to open up the gate of your garden and expand, honestly. Because if you look at her, how she's looking, and she's like kind of like, oh, like, yeah, she has all these amazing things in her garden, but she's like, there's more beyond, you know? And now the reversal is like opening that gate up and exploring what's beyond, you know? Opening that gate up and allowing yourself to enjoy what's beyond and grow beyond that, you know, grow your garden beyond that. And that is exactly what you are doing this month. You are opening yourself up to more opportunities to grow beyond this garden that you currently have, your current abundances, and you're allowing yourself to open up to a more spiritual, deeper meaning to things, a more spiritual path, if you will. And so I don't know how spiritual each of you are. It depends. Obviously, everyone's going to vary on their spiritual journey, and that's totally fine. But basically, what this card, I'm sorry, that's supposed to be reverse. What this card is in the reverse is talking about how you are ready to go ahead and deepen your relationship with whatever spiritual path that you are ready to embark on, because you had once limited yourself to thinking that you can't do that while you are pursuing something in the material world, while you are pursuing your, you know, going after that bag, you know, things like that. But that's not the case. You're understanding that you can work side by side with the universe, and, you know, by doing that, you can actually achieve. Yeah, Bruno agrees. You can actually achieve so much more, and more than you can ever imagine, actually. And so this month is actually a little bit about you kind of learning that task, as far as like exploring this, because it's new, right? This new journey, and it's never going to be easy when it comes down to like the spiritual path. And it could be that you're going through this little, like an awakening of sorts. And so and I say that because you have this breakthrough card, which also talks about an awakening, shocking, revolutionary, sudden events, epiphanies, things like that. Self is also coming out here for you as well. And so I do feel like there is a little bit of struggle here, a little bit of personal struggle here, as far as like going through this time. While it is an amazing thing that's happening for you because you're expanding and you're growing, growth is not always easy. In fact, it's almost never easy, right? And with the Magician here in the reverse, it just tells me that we're just not fully, you know, tapped into our fullest potential, and we are kind of not fully believing in ourselves. There's a little bit of that self-doubt creeping in here, and because we're going through so much of this, like when we go through any type of awakening, it really does take a toll on us. And so you're going to find yourself feeling pretty drained, like tired, if I won't lie to you. And you might have already felt this through Mercury retrograde, like exhausted, and you might have been hoping like you'd find some relief once the retrograde is over, on the 10th, but sorry, I don't feel like that's going to happen with this Four of Swords coming out here. I feel like you need this time of rest. Really be gentle with yourself this month. Take it easy on yourself. When you feel like you need to take a little bit of, you know, a breather, self-care is really important for you this month. Be gentle with yourself. Give yourself that self-compassion for sure, because you are going through it. I honestly feel like this great personal sorrow could have a lot to do with this awakening, if I'm being real, now that I'm connecting the dots. When we have this awakening, we often are met with a lot of like past things that come up, shadow things that come up, inner childhood things that come up. And so I feel like that's a lot of things that you're going to be working through this month, and that's when the soul family things come into play. I wouldn't be surprised if you met people along the way who were meant to be in your life at this time and for the long haul, actually. So there is like a lot of great things coming your way here, as far as like what's going on. And ultimately, it's a really exciting journey for you this month. It's a really exciting time, despite whatever, sorrow you might be feeling, despite whatever, exhaustion you might be feeling. I know it might not feel like it in the moment, but when you look back on it, you're going to be really happy. Um, I promise you'll feel so much better that you've grown through this and elevated through this, because you ultimately you're leveling up, group 4. So amazing energy. We're gonna finish with some moon cards to see what kind of guidance we get for you. So advice and guidance for group 4, please. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. Yep, definitely your hard work. You've been working really hard, which is why I think something important here is coming. You're getting that bag this month, putting your boots on and getting to work to finish it up. So definitely see that happening for you guys this month, group 4. So clumsy today. Well, not just today, every day. Let's be real. Guidance for group 4, please. Guidance. Oops. We have waning moon. What do you need to release? Yes, so I feel like that has a lot to do with your awakening too. Releasing anything, forgiving people, things like that. Not necessarily people in your life, but like yourself, things in your past, so you don't have to hold on to any anger or resentment or negative feelings, because we need to make room for all the new things coming into your life. And then we have conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. Yes. So you might not have all the answers right away, but they are coming. You'll see them soon enough. And then we have don't let the past hold you back. South node. Yes. Don't let whatever is in your past keep you from going after the things that you are achieving this month. Don't let them, don't let those past fears and anxieties keep you from going after what you want. And like I said, that don't let your brain lie to you. Don't let those fears and anxieties lie to you. So that is what I'm seeing for your June group 4, June 2022, and that's where I'm going to leave your reading. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this, and if you did and you're interested in checking out your monthly zodiac predictions, I have that over on my Patreon, so I'll link that down below. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please go ahead and smash the like button and comment down below to let me know how you liked it. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss a beat. Like I said, I'll be linking my Patreon down below in case you're interested in joining our family over there, where we have exclusive pick-a card readings and our extendeds not available here on YouTube, and of course, our monthly zodiac predictions not available here on YouTube. So I have that all down below. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you all so much. And I will see you guys soon. Bye!